Hello, everybody. Sonia Lopez here of Magnetic CEO, the space where we talk about all things magnetic manifesting and business growth. Today's conversation, I'm going to be speaking with you about creating your reality in real time right now, creating the reality that you're envisioning in the now. So, in the last episode, if you caught that, I talked a lot about projecting your energy and everything is you pushed out. And we're going to dive into this conversation, which adds a little bit of that. So part of the reason why a lot of people feel frustrated on their manifesting journey is because they are in their current reality, doing all the things, the affirmations, the vision boards, what have you, and they don't see the manifestation come through. And they're wondering, why isn't it here yet? I'm going to share with you why that's happening, how you're kinking the hose, and what you can do about it. But again, if you didn't catch the last episode, go ahead and watch that because this is going to tie into that. So part of the reason why you are not, or at least you perceive that you are not creating your manifestations, is because there always often is a lag time between the shift that you have made to your inner landscape and the energy that you're projecting out to your manifestation. And so usually in that in-between stage, what ends up happening is that people get frustrated, they don't see the thing happening, so they revert back to the old self, to the patterns of the old self. So remember in the last episode, I talked about the reality that you are currently creating, or you have created up until now, is based on beliefs and perceptions that you had going on in your hard drive, projected out back a week ago, a day ago, a month ago, 6 months ago. And it took time for that manifestation to come to fruition. So your current reality right now, your current reality is a co-creation of the old self. Of course, now, if you're taking steps to create something new, maybe business growth, maybe more money, maybe the relationship, and you're taking the steps, like I said before, you're doing the affirmations, you're doing the vision board, you're practicing self-concept practices, and you're not seeing the reality, you start to get impatient. And so you drop what you're doing and you're like, this isn't working, and you revert back to old ways. Depending on the beliefs and perceptions and how deeply ingrained they are in your brain, because remember, these are neural pathways that have been ingrained in your mind over time. So depending on how deeply ingrained these are, it may take no time, it may take a little bit longer. That's where it is really important for you to not to kink the hose. And so how do we kink the hose? How do we just imagine a hose where energy is flowing and you're taking the action, the steps to embody that new self-concept, that new identity that is connected to the future that you're wanting to create, but you're not seeing the reality in the 3D now. So how do you kink the hose? Here are two common ways I see people kink the hose. Number one is they are focusing on what's not working. So because they don't see the material manifestation in their 3D now, in spite of having done all the work, they start saying, this isn't working, this isn't working. This is, my old self. This is what I'm going to keep beating the drum of. But I have this problem, but I have this subconscious belief, but I have this, but I have that. I see this so much. And, people will say, well, this happened to me. Well, I have this trauma. Well, all of that. And usually you are somebody who has done a lot of healing or work on themselves. You're just being a little impatient. And so what I often offer my clients here is wherever you're focusing your attention is where you're putting all of that energy. And just because you're not seeing it yet, don't go back to beating the drum of it's not working. The opportunity here is to continue to beat the drum of what you want to create. Now, I know this can feel a little bit challenging, especially if you're somebody who's impatient like I am. No judgment. But the more you continue to beat the drum of your future vision, again, whatever that is, creating more money, creating the love of your life, business growth, health, the more you beat that drum of your vision, the more you are rewiring the neural pathway to start to look for the synchronicities, the opportunities, and to start to call in that reality to you. So we don't beat the drum of what's not working or of the past, because the past is in the past. It doesn't even exist now. And the second way I find that people put a kink in the hose is they're putting pressure on their manifestation. I especially see this a lot with people wanting to call in more money, more clients, and or their relationship of their dreams, their love life. They are putting pressure on it, and usually the common theme is because they're trying to run away from a current pain in their current reality. Like, instead of going towards something, as I teach my clients, you want to be pulled by the frequency of your heart, which is a really magnetic frequency, versus being pushed by the frequency of fear or of pain, right? So that can look like, I want more money because I'm feeling very much in lack. I want the love of my life because I feel really lonely. And again, no judgment here, but if you are trying to co-create from pressure, I want you to think about what that feels like, okay? So imagine that you are, let's say you're dating somebody and you've gone on 2 dates and you really like this person. And all of a sudden on the second date, you're like, let's get married. And this person's going to be like, whoa, that's a lot of pressure. We just met. They're going to want to run away. I want you to think of it the same way in terms of the universe, especially when it comes to money. If you are saying to the universe, I am counting on you. I need this money. I need this money. I need this money. The universe is like, whoa, money is energy. So money is going, nope, I'm not coming to you because that's a lot of pressure. You want to really be embodied in the feeling state of the end result. And that is one of the practices that I teach my clients to stop kinking the hose, which again, the two common ways I see people kink the hose is, one is they are focusing on the old and beating the drum of the past over and over and over again, or they're putting pressure on their manifestation. So to step away from that and really step more into the magnetic manifesting way of calling in whatever it is you're wanting to call in, let's, after we've shifted maybe some perceptions that are creating static in your magnetism, let's focus on the feeling state. What does it feel like to have the money and have the love of your life and have the clients and have the thriving business? And make that the practice going forward, is really connecting about the feeling state and being patient. Because remember, like I said at the beginning of this conversation, is depending on how deeply rooted your beliefs that are creating that dissonance between where you are and what you want to create, it may take a little bit of time for you to rewire that part of the brain, those neural pathways, and then you can start to really call in the manifestation and create the manifestation. So the feeling state is one of the practices that really, really helps to actually shift you even from beating the drum of the old and connect to the magnetism of the future desire. Practice that, have fun with it, and remember, you are going to catch yourself reverting back, and that's okay. Just bring yourself back to the vision, eyes on, focused on the future and what it is you want to co-create, and having these small practices in your day-to-day that are going to help you feel more embodied in what it is you're wanting to co-create. So I hope this episode helped. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.